Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me for festive fancy folds. And here, let me put these right. Here's the kind of fold I'll be making today. This is called a double Z joy fold, I believe. I just want to show you. I know last time we did just a simple Z fold. So can you see that they're kind of basically the same thing? Except this has just got a piece of card right here. This has got a kind of concertina inside, can you see? And it's the same with this one, it's just the portrait with the front folded in half, and then it's got a concertina right here. Yeah. So there's those two. And I also wanted to show you, I know that the Eden's Garden collection has just launched yesterday, and I was so inspired by this fancy fold that I decided to have a go with this one as well. So there you go, this is my Eden's Garden fancy fold, and that folds flat for posting, so I tend not to add too many things onto it. Now we do have these gems here. There might be these are special Eden's Garden gems, which I think you know, they're just nice for something a bit different to normal round gems. And here is an Eden's Garden portrait gem, double Z joy fold, double joy Z fold. And here you can see I've just added the gems in this bit of the leaf cut off. But I think sometimes I find fancy folds are easier because the fold does a lot of the work for you in terms of embellishing and figuring out what to put on and so on and so forth. If you are watching, I would appreciate a bit of a shout out because it can get a bit lonely on here. Yesterday I had my friends Donna and Linda watching, so if you want to say hello, that's great. If not, and you're a little bit shy, that's fine. I know that my new viewers only just come on, so I was just saying, last time we did the Z fold, which is this one. This time I'm going to do what's a double Z joy fold, and you can see it's a double Z because it's a double Z right here. Oh, hello Donna, are you my viewer? Thank you. What do you think? Woo, snazzy. So Donna was doing something on her Facebook Live, and her concertina went all the way across, whereas this one kind of creates a mat which is a bit more difficult. But you can just, I might try and do the one that goes the strip across. I can see how it works, and it's probably a bit easier. All my instructions are from the Crafts Bar website, which is run by someone else in my team called Amanda Bates, and they are amazing. And you can also get the instructions for a box kind of Z fold as well. So today I thought I'd show you the portrait version and the landscape version, just to show you them. And also, given it's Christmas soon, if you are making fancy folds, I think you want it to just go in a standard envelope and go. I won't put too much embellishing on it because it is a fancy fold, and you want to make sure it gets there. You get what I'm saying now about how it's just sort of slightly different. So I've just been given, I think these papers are called tidings and trimmings papers. So I'm going to have an experiment with those and make a concertina fold with those. I think I shall go for a cherry cobbler base. Now this one doesn't have a lot to cut out, so I'm going to go for the portrait version of this one first. Let me get my trusty trimmer out. So as I say, all these written instructions are on Amanda Bates' website. Thank you so much for joining me, Donna. I really appreciate the company. So you're making your basic card blank as usual. So you've got 14.8 centimetres here. and you're scoring at your usual 10.5. And also, do you know what I said about it being the front of the card blank folded backwards? You're scoring at 5.25. I've gotten to the stage where I've actually found most of my craft materials in some sort of miracle. You know, the little doobies. I went away for a craft retreat and somehow managed to magically lose them. Oh, I'm sorry, you couldn't quite see me there. Let me move the stand so you can see closer to the top of my screen. There you go, you can see my... So yeah, I've cut a piece of A4 in half, well, roughly in half at 14.8 centimetres, just to create your normal card blank. Scored at 10.5 and 5.25. And you can really neaten these off now. I like to neaten these down as well, because they come up a bit. And this is a great thing about the bone fold, you can smooth down slightly rough edges. And I'm going to make my little pop out matte bit. Evening Evergreen, which is actually the colour for Eden's Garden. And I'm going to cut this 9.8 centimetres here. So this is my little concertina on the inside. This is why I'm cutting this now. 9.8 centimetres. I need to get my trimmer out. And this is the one where you can kind of see what you're doing. It's this, if you can see, it's this really long, let me bring it a bit closer. On your trimmer, it's this really, really long indentation right here for your 16. This is 16 centimetres. 16 centimetres by 9.8. And I find it's the scoring of the middle one that can be a bit tricky. And for this one, you're scoring at 5.25 and 10.5 again. So let's be having a go here. 10.5 and 5.25. Now I like to score across that edge here. That looks about right. There. And you're creating like, oh, that's fitting really well actually. It's one of those where I think, oh, this is worked really well. And other times I think, oh no, something's gone a little bit. And that will fit like this. Now I think Christmas is one of those times where red and green together seem actually okay. The papers I'm using are quite dark and muted, so it's okay in this tidings and trimmings. So let me select my papers. This is my favourite piece, I think. And then there are some lighter pieces like this, which help balance it off. And I also love this piece. Got a bit of whimsy mixed up there. And this piece. So as this is my favourite, I'm going to make it the biggest piece, which is the piece at the back, which is 4.7 times 9.3. Oh no, the piece right at the back, so that's 10. It's basically the size of a normal card blank, take half a centimetre. 10 by 14.3. So I like to adhere my pattern paper on first and glue it all together, and then concentrate on the white panels that have the sentiment on. That's the way I've found it working for me best. That'll be my middle centrepiece. Oh, can you see my scale? And then hello second person. I know there's someone on apart from Donna, but hello, thank you for watching. And then I think my paper at the right back is going to be 10 by 4.7 times 14.3. I'm going to make it this point 1. So 4.7 here is there. I know not everyone's a bit shyer, aren't they, on the internet, or they just bob on to see what I'm doing. I feel like I'm doing a lot of Facebook Lives lately. I kind of like it because there's a bit less editing to go on compared to YouTube. And then my middle one is just, it's slightly smaller because it's going on my little concertina. That's going to be 4.7 times 9.3 centimetres. I hope you can still see it. I think my computer's struggling a little bit with signal. I hope you can still see what I'm doing. Oh, sorry. I think I've given you a bit of a whack there. Tell you what, I've tidied up my craft room slightly, and it's working wonders. I'm able to find far more things than usual. So here's my hard blank, and these are the 3 bits of pattern paper I'm going to be using. I'll adhere this bit first. My favourite piece of the tidings and trims, and this is quite oh, I've got a tombow to open. There you go, get the treat of a brand new tombow. So Donna, I hope you're having a nice day. I know you're saying you're watching me yesterday on my Penguin Playmates coffee and card for a bit of relaxation. I do find it relaxing seeing someone else crafting, and like you were saying, it gives you a bit of inspiration, doesn't it? Also, I was going to say as well, everyone, this is hands down, whenever I do one of these fancy folds, it's the one that everyone pins on Pinterest, and I get a lot of comments, and people go to my website to find out, and of course I promptly direct them to Amanda's website. I think of Amanda as the fancy fold queen, and her website is the Crafts Bar. So for these, I'm just going to be doing the videos because I think the written instructions are so well done by Amanda that you won't need me to just copy and paste from Amanda's website. And then this little bit that's folded so well. So this is basically the same kind of Z fold that you've got in your card. Now, this is our centerpiece, just like our pattern little piece. It's almost like a little surprise piece, I think. Ooh, I feel that I've cut this a bit too big somehow. It's supposed to be 9.3 centimetres. Oh, I don't think it is. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, somehow managed to get my measurements ever so slightly wrong. Oh, I'm doing a lot of thumping today, aren't I? There we go. Oh, that looks much better. It looks lovely with the green as well. I find that once I've glued these papers on, it feels like I'm very nearly done. Oh, My computer's struggling, but everything else is saying it's fine. So you see, it's kind of like this, and in some ways it would have been good to do like a lighter border. Now, to position this well, I tend to glue this bit first, and with this one, it's an easy one because you only need to do the whole way around. It's the front bit that needs a bit of half glue, and you need to be a lot more careful about where you're putting the glue. I'm going to position this in the middle. Might want to rejig it a little bit, and then it goes like that. I'm going to stand up and make sure it's as straight as I like it to be. And then it's this little tricky bit that you can somehow sometimes get the gluing a bit wrong. And you can see where it's contacting, can't you? It's just the half that's on here. So I'll put half the glue on. And with these ones, I don't tend to do anything too fancy with foam pads or dimensionals. I think they'll look fancy enough by themselves, but you can see this folds perfectly flat for an envelope. I'm going to leave that to dry and get my white bits ready for decoration. Here's a white bit I've made earlier. So your white bits that you'll want to put sentiments on and perhaps decorate like a front panel a bit more for, these are going to be, and check me out, I've printed out these instructions and everything. So the Whisper White front is 5 times 9.3. Morning Sarah, how are you? I'm just demoing the portrait version of this. The double Z joy fold, I'm going to call it for now, I may have got it wrong. So this is 5 times 9.3, and the back is slightly smaller. It's 4.7 times 9.3. For the back one, I just tend to do, the front one I tend to go all, you know, whiz bang or whatever. But the back one I just tend to write the sentiment, just in case you want to write your to and from on there. Personally, I tend to do it on the back of my Z folds, so you can see that one's slightly smaller here. Yeah, I would say thinner, slightly thinner. Yeah, they are gorgeous papers. For me, they're not as bright as I would want them to be. However, I like the fact that they push me. So you can see this is where they'll go. And I'm actually going to stamp and decorate with my Misty Moonlight. And now I've got the Holly Jolly Wishes, which is what I said I'd use with these Festive Fancy folds, and I have actually used it all the way through. Just purely because you've got all these papers in the catalogues, and I think that these sentiments go so well with all of them, really. That was a game of going. Which one will actually fit? So that Merry Christmas isn't going to fit, is it? Let me have a look at the colour. It's the most wonderful time of the year. I think that stands a good chance of being able to fit. Yep, just about. And I think, yeah, I've made myself actually write out the sentiments, and then I've been using 'Tis the Season to be jolly on the inside of a lot of mine right here. Let me go ahead and stamp these, and then I definitely start thinking about how I'm going to decorate that front panel up. If you've got paper, sometimes you find that they've got little bits that you can look at me, I'm like, I just love my blocks so much. They give me so many options. What have you been crafting lately, Sarah? So, and this is why you'll see, I'm going to do a practice stamp. This is why you'll see a lot of my my crafting paper with sentiments all over them. And that's what they're for. I think a little practice just means you feel a bit more confident about where to place things. In fact, a little trick that I keep missing is just to practice lining it up so it goes straight along the line. Yep, that's pretty straight. Now this one, I know it's going to go maybe a bit tricky. Oh, I'm gonna learn by experience, flip it over, use the emergency side, and move it a bit more over. Christmas season and Eden's garden. Is that what you've been crafting with? Yeah, they are good ones. I've committed now, it's down. I hope it's squeezed in now. Well done, emergency side. I think you've just about done it. Now, I'm trying to think if I'll let that go. No, I can't let it go. I'm going to recut it. Sorry, guys. This is where being a perfectionist on air isn't that great. So I'm recutting that, and that's going to be 5 times 9.3 from memory. Also where the stamper artist comes in handy. I'm just thinking, I don't have much to, it's not the kind of paper where you've got lots of sprigs or anything you can cut out of. However, I do have a plan. Okay, exact same size. There you go. Right, let's move it over. Quite a lot more than I thought. Huzzah! I've done it! Right. I think a little bit of wonkiness I could have gone with, but it being too close to the edge, I couldn't take it. I'm going to put these over there in case I need them later. And also an inked stamps are the most likely thing to cause a bit of an unhappy accident, I would say. Let's smooth these down. Sometimes you get a little bit of a raised edge. And I'm thinking, shall I put some ribbon on to decorate? Oh, do you know what? I did get some cherry cobbler. I haven't even unwrapped it. Is it cherry cobbler in gold ribbon? I think this is the time to break it out. Oh, we're getting a ribbon tying masterclass now, aren't we? Not from me, I would say. So, Julie Kettlewell, my outline, will laugh at me because I watch a video so many times just to find out how to do a ribbon. Hopefully this one's a bit of an easier ribbon to do. If all else fails, I might just do a simple knot. Very calming. Is that filling lime before you... Oh, are you doing mindfulness group? Yeah? Now I know this one's going to be a smaller kind of ribbon. There we go, it's kind of gone all right for me. On Facebook Live. Yesterday I stamped a black penguin into my orange pumpkin pie, and I survived, I have to say, so that's going all right. So I've got a little bow here. So these are all like little tricks that I use to kind of fill up that space. Let me get my special ribbon scissors, which should be about somewhere around here. So my special ribbon scissors I've actually got ribbon on them. Are you impressed, Sarah? I managed to tie a bow live on Facebook. I'm very impressed with myself, I have to say. And just to fill up the top, what I would do now is cut some tiny strips of paper if I felt like it needed it. Or I could have stamped my sentiment slightly up higher. I'm just looking through these to see what I think would be a nice sort of addition. Sometimes the backing papers give you something nice for the strip. Sometimes I like the stripes. Oh, there's that lovely green one. And a bit of herringbone. How about just a nice little strip of... Oh, I did catch like a really nice red. A really nice kind of red, which is right here. Yeah, let's cut a strip of that, add it to the top. And we got a bit of red and red. It's perfect. I know. You tell Julie Kettlewell, she'll be very proud of me. She knows like ribbons are my nemesis, to be fair. I've just done some paper on my instructions, such as the way. So I'll be cutting. Let me check the size of this again. It was 5.9.3. So I might do just 1.5 centimetre strip, which will be 5 centimetres wide to fill the front decoration bit. And let's have a go and see if we like the look of this. Go perfect. And before I glue, I'll just do a little bit of a practice. And I think this is one of the reasons, I think, you know, I could have put like a strip at the bottom instead of a ribbon. But just having the right pattern paper works wonders. Oh, I think this is going to be a lengthier fancy fold demo than previously thought. I'm going to show you the landscape version as well. I might not be able to finish that one, just to let you know. Oh, and I've just sent my newsletter out. Any of my subscribers, I'll be posting up the link to view it if you don't already subscribe. You know, just avoided the stripes. I'd do the stripes if it was kind of vertical. Horizontal, it can be quite hard to get the right sort of strip on there. Ooh. Just I'm going to tilt so I can look and make sure it's straight myself. And this is the point where you kind of go, oh, has that colour mix worked? Has it not? Let me do the final gluing. So this one maybe I could put on foam adhesive pads, because I'm gluing it down. I'm not too worried about my ribbon straying as well. And the great thing about Tombow multi-purpose glue is that you can do a bit of a wiggling to make sure it's straight. And it's this paper strip, I'm thinking, is it straight? Is it not straight? How does it look to you, Sarah? Does it all look straight? Yeah? It's looking straight to me now. Fantastic. So we've gone for a vintage card. Oh, I forgot, Sarah, you're really into your vintage stuff and fabric. I remember you watched a replay yesterday, weren't we, where I was going, oh, at least it's only card when you cut it wrong. If it's fabric, I'd be worried. But yeah, this is my, I wanted to say Tidings and Trimmings Joy Z fold. And here you can see the double Z. But I think it's one of those that does create that massive wow factor. And I bet you I know they're very, very popular with other crafters as well. Because I think, how did they do that? It looks so good. Like the next one, I'll be going at lightning speed for this one. Top trick is with these Z folds is to do like a light base, and then if you wanted to go on the back, you can. And I've gone with the Whimsy papers. I think are they called Christmas Whimsy? Let me know if they are the Christmas Whimsy papers. And these are very high in demand. I think they're either on back order or low in inventory. So if you want these, I'd order them now if you can, because at a certain point they go on back order. So let's start with my card base, which is just your normal kind of pop card base. And it's going to go, we're going to cut down the 10.5. So remember how I always say 10.5 and 14.8 and a little bit are your friends here. 10.5. And then I need to open out wide to get the extra scoring space here. Like you can see all of my trimmer. It's sticking out slightly. And then we're scoring at 14.8 and 7.4. 14.8. I think this is going to be possibly the fastest Z fold I've ever made in my life now. Oh! And here's the Facebook error. When you're going fast, it's cutting when you're supposed to be scoring. Never mind. Plan B is the fact that I've already cut this one down, so I'm doing all right. Scoring, maybe it's the talking at the same time. 14.8 and 7.4. I'll concentrate on my figures and my numbers, and maybe that'll stop me making too many fatal errors. Oh, you're prepping a massive microbiological practical. It sounds like tough work. Oh, now I've done something here, haven't I? Right, let me grab another piece of blushing bride. Here's my blushing bride. So Donna, I'm doing my making everyone feel better by messing up on Facebook Live. So I hope you all appreciate this. This service I'm doing for you all right now. And also flinging stuff around my craft room like no man's business. So 14.8. That was definitely 14.8, wasn't it, ladies? And 7.4. And you see, I've cut in a bit of a hurry. There's a bit of a rough edge going on here. Now there's usually, it's like 14.8 and a little bit, and this is where the bone folder comes in handy to just kind of even out that little bit just there. And then again I'm going to fold it back so it's like that. Sometimes you do get little rough edges. This usually means you need to... Oh, did you hear my cat then? He's a hungry cat lately. Thank you, saying hello to you all. So this is my card base. You can also use your bone folder to smooth it down a bit if you're a bit of a perfectionist like me, to be fair. I am a perfectionist. And then for my little Z fold inside, or concertina, whatever you like to call it, we are looking at 10 centimetres times 16.9. Oh, no. Have I read the wrong? No, it's... No, it's 7 centimetres times 26.1. Sorry there. And I still need this bit out to do my 26.1, which does seem like a strange kind of measurement. I don't even know if you can see me all the way over at 26.1. I like doing mine in the morning. I have a bit more energy from all my coffee. And then for this one, we're scoring at 14.8 and 7.4. 14.8. And 7.4. Now this one, the concertina has always gone right, but through the magic of Facebook, we'll see whether, yeah, I think that it's easier because you've got this central bit. You always know you've got this central bit. It's just making sure this bit sort of tucks away and hides behind this fold, just a little bit, like so. Even it's just there. There we go. That looks a lot more perfect. So every week I think about making tidying up my craft room to make this a bit easier. And that's exactly how it's supposed to go. You see, you've got... Oh no, hang on, it's not. Let me fold it the other way. This is how it's supposed to go, like that. It's a Z fold that mimics the larger Z fold inside. Right. So let me do my pattern pieces first, which is my favourite bit. I've got this lovely pink snowflake bit, which is absolutely gorgeous. And I think my second favourite bit, which is the stripy bits. And luckily I've got 1.5 packs of this because I wouldn't be so reckless. It wasn't like this. And the holly as well. So these are going to be cards for very special people. So the back bit is the biggest bit. And I think I'll choose the... yeah, let me choose the pink for that bit. And that needs to be 14.3 times 10 centimetres. Now, Christmas whimsy is one of those where you can cut out quite a few things. And then this one is definitely one of my favourite sheets. I'm going to put that the front, and that's going to be 6.9 times 10 centimetres. So yeah, it's 10 centimetres high. And it's an as I say, an optimistic kind of piece, because it goes upwards if you read left to right. And then the little one is in the middle. It's 6.9 times 6.5 centimetres. It doesn't really matter with this one which way it goes. As I say, all the written instructions are on the Crafts Bar website. I'm literally just reading them off, and you'll find them if you search either for A6 double Z Joy Fold papers. Well, what I like to do at the moment is leave things on display when I get home, so I don't just see the mess, I see the things that I've made. Sometimes I like the effect of when papers don't stand out as much against their background. I think it looks quite subtle. Oh, I just noticed there's a little bit of a blip there. Oh, don't worry, that's what oh, I've just pushed a bit too hard with my glue there. However, quite niftily, that covers it really well. So same again, I'm going to glue my back section first. I'm really enjoying doing this festive fancy folds, because my confidence with these folds, and sometimes it's just getting your technique right, isn't it? And I kind of try and position it as centrally as possible on the back section here, and then just to double check, I open it up, see how it looks as a whole, and it's not slanting too much. I don't think it is. Smooth it down, and then you've got this tricky little fella, and again you just gluing on this half. So is this fold looking a bit more achievable to you, Sarah, whilst you're stuffing your bags? And Donna, I think you've got your own way of doing this one, haven't you? I'm going to leave that glued for a bit to keep it stronger. Let me just double check that this fits the way I want it to do. On there. Oh, it's that way around. Ever so slightly different. I'll leave that to dry for a little bit. Make those bonds extra strong. We'll send you a picture later of your bags. Yeah, that'll be lovely. Is lavender one of those scents that make you feel really relaxed? Let me grab my bits of Whisper White that I could decorate. Oh, the bits of Whisper White are, your front section is 10.8 times 6.5, which I'll cut out of here, I think. .5 and 10.8. And that one goes there. Oh, you can see that on my picture. And then your little one on the back, the one where I just tend to put a little sentiment, is 6.9 times 6.5 again. A very recurrent kind of yeah, that was the size of my little paper that went in between on the concertina, or the little Z fold on the inside. And again, I'm going to put my sentiments in the middle. And well, I could go for my I quite like this "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," and I've not used that before. I'll put that one down, and be of good cheer. I don't like the things where they tell you what to do. Be of good cheer. I quite like the fa la 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 la. Let's check it fits in. It's kind of the same font as well. Fa la la la, "We Wish You a Merry Christmas." And in fact, it's the start of the song, isn't it? And I'm sure you know exactly what song I mean. A slightly larger block. And grab my Misty Moonlight ink pad. Do a bit of practicing getting it straight. Yep, that's pretty straight. And then I think with this one, because I've got a bit of a plan, I might do it a bit higher up. There's all kinds of presents and things you can put underneath. Does that look straight? It's looking a little bit slanted. However, I put a couple of things on the other side, I might be alright. And it's showing through on my emergency side because it's a... In fact, if I'm covering it with presents, sometimes it'll just be a case of choosing my best side. Yeah, that one's straighter, isn't it? Oh, but it's not in the middle. It's a little skewy, but it's not in the middle. It's in the middle there. Well, you know what, time is of the essence, so I'm going to go with that. And then if you kind of subtly place things round it, not everyone knows that it's a little bit different. I'm going to glue them in place now, because I'm not planning to tie any ribbons. What are you doing in your microbiology, Donna? Oh, another hint, if you're like me and you don't like skewiffy. Oh, I think someone's howling for more breakfast, I think. Breakfast! Breakfast! Right. I think I've run over a bit with this one. So what I'll do is I'll leave it here for now, ladies. Because I sense that I'm not going to be able to let it go, that this isn't that straight. What I am planning to do, just because I'm rushing off somewhere else in 10 minutes, what I would do is cut out some of these baubles. And what I've seen hugely successful actually is cutting out these presents and creating like kind of like a present section underneath, with just like a heap of presents underneath. That's what I'm thinking of doing actually. So yeah, I've been Uma from A Sense of Uma. Today I've made this, and I've also shown you how to do this, which I'm going to finish off a bit later, but all you'd need to do is literally glue this down and then perhaps put something underneath, or you could even do it on a diagonal, which could be my plan actually, because I'm not convinced that it's as straight as I'd want it to be. And the other versions I've got of this are the Eden's Garden versions, which are like this, and the gingerbread and peppermint versions, which are like this as well. As you can see with this one where I finished off, I've cut out things and embellished around it to make it a bit bigger. This star is backed up on card just to give it a bit more strength, durability. Yeah, thank you for joining me so much, ladies. I'm sorry I have to dash sort of halfway through, but I know I'm such a perfectionist that I'd get cross with myself if I didn't finish it quite right. I'll show you the nice versions, the finished versions later. Alright, bye Sarah. I look forward to seeing you giving it a go, to be honest, because these are like proper flashy folds that everyone loves. Alright, bye bye. Bye.